What's up?
Hello guys, today I'm just gonna make like a brief tier list, not too much explanation, personal opinion on which champs overall I think are for good use in Red Rift, especially in Red Rift. So I don't know about the other modes, I mostly play Red Rift. I started to play a bit of Endless, but for just overall Red Rift usability. Some of them might have niche cases where they would be pretty good, of course, but it's just like general power and more like a priority order on which champions I focus most on or which I play the most. Probably some people have different opinions, and there are a lot of already more in-depth guides on YouTube. This is just like a tier list to screenshot for a new player that you can kind of use maybe to get the hang of Red Rift. If you just started out your first Red Rift games and you're not really sure what performs good, this is just an overview. So let's start with the tier list. Ira, really solid unit. You can basically use two of her specs. The passive spec might be for some niche use, but it's a really strong character. Dragomir, for me, it's still in A tier. Could be maybe S tier. He's really strong, especially if you get early Omnivamp items. If you don't, it's kinda... it's alright still. He's really strong. What can I say more? Fiona, I actually had pretty good success with her. I've seen people say she's not that great, but I really like the upgrade where either she makes you money if you really need like a money maker and you still need shields, or where she just stacks the max HP. So for me it's at least B tier. Funke, really strong unit, insane AoE damage, nothing more to say. S tier. Grace, I'm gonna put her in B tier, and B tier is also gonna consist a lot of bench champions. So Grace for me, for example, is a bench champ right now. You mostly have her on reserve. Gustav, this, you guys might not agree. For me, he's S tier. I really like him. I won a lot of my Red Rift runs with him as a support unit or even as a tank. I feel like his scaling with the mana regen, if you get him early, is just really insane. Hoyang, for me, actually this is the first C tier. He is really strong in the early game. If you get him on B upgrade with the gold, you could use him with the Mystic upgrade to, for example, if you go for like a tank Gustav build and you have him early on Mystics, it's really nice. But I would say overall there are a better option like Dragomir if you don't already have like a direction you want to go. Irene, for me, she's C tier. Basically, most of the time I never use her. Literally. Maybe as a bench unit if she comes upgraded and I'm in a duelist build, but that's mostly it. I had a couple of runs that were not that bad. If she had her item fully stacked and her passive item for the item changed to something else, then she can be pretty strong, but for me, just a weird unit. Kai, of course, S tier. Nothing else to say. The tanking spec is still after the nerf really fucking strong. The other spec, where he gets like more shields, the more damage he has, also really insane scaling. Kasu, another C tier for me. I use her in really niche cases. Sometimes I get her randomly on A tier, and then I will slot her in maybe for a boss, but that's it. Logan, for me S tier, he's a scaling champion. If you get him really early and he stacks the damage, it's just insane. It's like a run winning. If you get him early with the stacks, he gets all the stacks, you get good items, it's easy. And if not, you can actually just take some stacks or just have him as a good item holder that does a lot of damage, and then swap him out later if you find something better. Or what I also did, I got some damage stacking, and then I actually went and switched back to the tanking spec, which of course also scales with his damage. So that was like a ton of fucking shields. Ming, for me right now, B tier. I had tried him out today a bit more with like some certain comms and him being immune for a long time. I think I had like a 14 or 15 second immunity on him, which was really strong. But you have to get the items. Without the items and without relics, it's completely shit. Nicholas, for me, I had some good games, but he's a bit weird in Red Rift. If you get him early and he's not B tier, you can't really use him because of the seal. Because you want to get the tanking out of the seal as soon as possible. But if you get him in B tier early, he can be a pretty good unit. Nyx, S tier, insane duelist. He can push your rushes and your stalls to insane limits and just boost your whole team with something like the Ron passive, which triggers on stall. He will trigger 3 times, and his synergies are just really good, and the damage is also really strong. Pimenta, for me, another S tier tank. She can do a lot of damage if she has a high value of defense. Also very versatile. You can use it in a lot of builds. You can always slot her in and she will do really good. Might not do crazy good in endgame if you don't really have a comp for her or like support units that work with her. But overall, really, really good and strong unit. Holland, for me, I think should be between A and B. Those are in no order, by the way. So one S tier champ is not better than another S tier champ. It's a priority list. So Poland for me, A tier, sorry, has really good synergies. She's also very versatile. You can slot her in the bench if you want to change the comp early. So for me, it's A tier. Retna, of course. All my videos have Retna in it. She's like the GOAT. If you get her with basically anything, she is really strong. I had a game today where she gave my Gustav, who was the tank, over 200, I think, almost 200 mana regen with the Mystic spec. Then you have the Assassin spec, which got nerfed, yeah, but still really, really good stacking. Of course, now you have to be a bit more careful which way you go, but you always can go the fashionable and she will still at least carry you to a point where you can stabilize and either change your path, your comp, or stay with her and just finish the run. Reyna, A tier for me. I had really good success. She also got buffed with the Vanguard spec. I really like it. It's like a mini Kai, basically. She gets lasting shields, so it's really a really strong unit, and she gets always 80 scaling from the shield. So she can be really good if you have upfront shields, like for example the support upgrade where you get like 1.5k shields. This is really strong on her. Rip, for me, a bench unit. You can slot him in early game, he will tank really just fine. But in the later games, if you get the upgrade where he stacks HP with rushes, you will eventually have to slot him in the bench. Rowan, for me, S tier, one of the best raw tanks in the game. Also very nice upgrade for stall comps that just want to stack a bunch of defense and HP. Cell, another S tier unit. I have to put so many in S tier, but that shows just how many good viable units there are. Cell is insane. You can use any spec and she will do good. Any spec. That's about it. Scorn, for me, in in Red Rift especially, I feel like he's somewhere between A and B tier. He's like, without a comp, he's pretty much dog shit, I have to say it. So you have to go a stalling comp or something like a frost spam, where he puts like a lot of frosts on everyone. But on the boss fights, he's really bad then, because he just gets auto-attacked once. So for me, for Red Rift, I don't go for him that often. Let's put him in B tier. Tilly, for me, she's also between... let's put her in A tier. Her Omnivamp stacking can be really strong as a duelist. If she gets some nice relics and you can go for a duelist or warrior comp, she will do really good. Yuna, I played her in the early days a lot, like till I got to Red Rift. But in Red Rift, I almost never used her, like never. There's just, for me, there's better alternatives. So I will put her in C tier actually. She can be strong, but take it with a grain of salt, the ranking. And at last, we are at Zuri. For me, Zuri is a really nice unit, especially because you get the tanking and the assassin spec out of the way instantly when you buy her early. Which means if you go like and build with duelists or warriors, you can just get rid of the warrior spec and just stack the good items on your carry. And she will take the tank and the assassin spec from the seal, which is really nice. Also, her tanking stuff can do really good. She's more like an HPS tank, where she just stacks a bunch of HPS and then just heals permanently. So I will leave her in B tier, but probably she's A tier. Or do we put her in A tier? Yeah, let's put her in A tier. She's very versatile. You can take a lot of specs. Yeah. Okay, guys. That's about it. You can take a screenshot. You can have this, open this up while you play. If you're, as I said, a new player, this is just a general direction. There are other good guides. Shout out to Opem. If you haven't seen his guide, he goes a lot of in-depth into the characters. So there are a lot of in-depth guides. But if you don't want to spend like over an hour to read, and you just want to see, okay, this picture, click this hero, and you just read what he does, and then know, okay, maybe I can use him, good for my comp or not, then just take a screenshot from the list and use it. See you next time.